The American dream always promises that if you work hard, tomorrow will be better. You know, you'll be able to take care of your family. You'll be able to send your kids to good schools. But the problem is while you're working, you're missing life. And you're struggling through every single day. You're miserable as a husband. You're miserable as a father. You're miserable in your job. And you're missing your life. But see, God gives you back your life. Because he says, remember me. He even says, take one day a week, the Sabbath day, take one day and just rest. Just rest. And remember the good things that I've done. Why? Because the world wants to suck you away. The world wants to convince you of their way of doing things. And God says, no. My wisdom is perfect for you. The other morning I was reading in Proverbs 4. It's one of my favorite proverbs. But I was reading it and it was talking about how wisdom will keep you. Solomon said, my son, listen to my words. Listen, I've got 3 boys that don't listen to any of my words. But Solomon said, listen to my words. Pursue wisdom. Above all things, get wisdom, because she will protect you. Right? Do what is right, because it will guard your rear side. Almost stepped in that one. But wisdom will keep you. See, all of you young folks, you're looking forward to your lives now, and see, the world's already trying to get in your head. It's already trying to get you to start thinking about, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to move, I've got to get this job, and you're falling into the trap already. You don't have to do anything that the world expects. Not a thing. You don't have to impress one person. As a matter of fact, you can work till you drop dead, and whatever you do, it's like a drop in the ocean. But see, God will take whatever you do. He will take the slightest thing that you do, and he'll turn it into just an incredible bouquet. And that's what he's done with me. Because if he's taken someone like me, and I'll be the first one to tell you, maybe my wife and my kids will be the first ones to tell you how faulty I am. But they'll tell you, they don't understand how I've been able to do the things I've done. I don't understand how I've been able to do the things that I've done. I mean, I got a chance to go recently to the Olympics and watch the USA basketball team, and those young guys, they're looking at me like the old guy. They're like, hey, there's Papa Dave. and it's funny because I think, Lord, how in the world did you let me do all the things I was able to do? I mean, you took somebody faulty like me, and you've given me every opportunity. And it's not because I was so great, but he clothed me with Christ. He clothed me with Christ. And he'll do the same thing for you. He will clothe you with Christ. And people will not see your faults. They will see the grace of God. See, and that's where that loving your neighbor comes into play. And John talks about it. Love your neighbor. Because they want to see the clothing of Christ. And people want to believe and they want to know that trusting in God makes sense. Because we get to the end of our rope when we're trusting in this world. That American dream it's a bear. It's a bear because it's holding us all back. You can do incredible and mighty things through Christ. You can do them in your own home, raising your kids, whatever it is, wherever the Lord wants to put you. And see, that's what's so great is each one of you is special. Each one of you has a special story. You're unique. There's nobody else who can do what you can do. There's nobody. I'm trying to convince my son now he's going to go play football in college. And I said, I don't care who they recruit after you. There's nobody who can do what you can do. There's nobody your size, your strength, with your intelligence and your abilities. No one. They can bring anyone in they want to, and no one can do what you can do. And I'm trying to get him to believe that. But I'm telling you today, that's what God is saying to you. There is nobody in this world that can do what you can do. There is nobody who has been given what you've been given by God. And once you recognize that God has blessed you, once you recognize that he is the reason for you to live. See, there's a book in the Bible called Ecclesiastes. And I love this book because Solomon wrote this book. And Solomon, if there was anybody who had a lot, anybody who had a reason to believe in himself, it was Solomon. He was the wisest king in the history of Israel. He was the richest king in the history of Israel. He was the most influential king in Israel's history. And And yet, we see in Ecclesiastes that he got to a point where he said, everything is meaningless. It's all meaningless. I've done everything. I've built houses. I've built monuments. I've done this. I've done that. I have many wives. That's an understatement. And I found out that everything is meaningless. It means nothing. So if it was in your head tonight, before you came in here, if it was in your head to go out there and get a great job and prove yourself worthy of the world, get that out of your head right now. Get that out of your head. Because I don't want you to trust in the world. I don't want you to trust in money, riches, fame, anything. I don't want to see any of you guys on one of those reality television shows, not one. I'm telling you, if we put our trust in him, then he is faithful. And he will take us farther than we can possibly imagine. I could not have written a script 20 years ago of what God has given me and what he's blessed me with today. And the great joy, the great secret of success is that today I have incredible joy. I have incredible joy. I'm not worried about what happens tomorrow. I don't care about what happened yesterday. I don't care if you're not impressed with what happened yesterday. All I care about is that today I'm exactly where God wants me and I'm doing exactly what God wants me to do.